Alright, which Joe did you want me to do next? Did you get your comments in? I didn't really see any. So I got a couple over here on the hot sheet over here. Tried to do this guy right here, back blast, and I couldn't get the back screw out. It's so badly corroded I can't even get a bite on it. So I got to figure out if anyone has a tip to get something like that out, I'm gonna have to get a small, I don't know, I got to figure that out. So he's kind of on the side burner now, but switching gears, I think I should be able to do this guy right here, Bazooka, and he was 1988, part of the Tiger Force figures. These were pretty popular. Bazooka, accessories, helmet, backpack, and a bazooka, and I actually have the bazooka and the backpack. No helmet. And there was another version of him with a different colored jersey. I can't remember. I think that might have been an earlier year, but Bazooka, missile specialist. So let's see if we can get him. And like all the rest, screws are just all corroded out. But let me see if I can get his back screw out first. I can actually see in there where I can get a bite on it. Yeah, that came out pretty nice. Get these leg screws out, hopefully. Yeah. Yeah, if I can get a bite on it, if the head's clear enough, these screws seem to be coming out okay. And I'll figure out a way to get back blast. I'd rather not drill it out. Maybe some type of small easy out, or I don't know. Not an easy out, but I don't know. I got to figure something out. I'll figure it out. Let's go ahead and just take him apart and clean him up. Put new screws and O-ring in. So I got the screw pack and the O-ring. It was this Amazon kit, kind of a cheap generic one, but it came with T-bars. So like 50 a piece there. I'll probably run out of screws actually before this all said and done, but I'm just using some Dawn dish soap and water, some Q-tips, get them all cleaned up. You can see this thing is just hard and brittle. Those old rings. That's crazy how they didn't last. Wouldn't be so bad to replace them if your screws are not rusted out. But also, unfortunately, this is another guy. His crotch piece is broken right here, but he'll still go back together. Similar if you saw the vid on Gung Ho Marine, he went back together. He looks okay. He's not perfect, but they will go back together. You know, then maybe I can find another part that's better, or this version of the guy is better, but this is just a big box of old neglected Joes that I'm gonna try to clean up and fix up for personal collection, and try to put a minimal amount of money into it, because that's just how it is. This ain't the time to be spending money. So this stuff has been sitting around this box, like I said, in this box for who knows how long. Been in my possession for about a decade. I had a decent amount of Joes, but most of my original Joes, unless I find a box where I'd kept some, I think I'd kept just a very few. But I went through a period where I sold a lot of mine. A lot of mine disintegrated. You know, fell apart, and I didn't know how to fix them back then. So, kind of one of those unfortunate things. Now, we got these little, you can buy O-rings, you can buy a lot of stuff online. And so far so good on these O-rings from Amazon, this Amazon kit. You know, you read the reviews and overall they seem to be good, but I think sometimes these Chinese companies send a bad batch of O-rings, or they're not very pliable or something. There's a few reviews on these listings where they say the O-ring didn't last very long and it broke again. So these seem pretty pliable, so hopefully that doesn't happen to me. But if it does, I'll have new screws in these. It'll be easier to take apart and I'll figure something else out, but I think it's going to be fine. Clean this T-bar up. And I'm not making these super perfect because they're not in good shape. They're well played with, but I'm cleaning them up, but they're not nasty. You know, getting some of that, any corrosion off that I can, just any funky junk out of it that I can, and going from there. Wow, this time to do it. Okay, I think he's dry some of these parts off a little bit. Okay, he cleaned up pretty well, pretty easily. Let me dry his inner body out. I know if E-Bohm is watching, he apparently didn't have these this size figures. He had the big dolls. I think he still has his big dolls, so this is a new thing for him. But this was my jam right here. And I actually kind of almost aged out of them, I guess. I don't know. Well, in the 80s, they were pretty popular, mid to late 80s. So, guess I'd have been about, what ages? Around there. Right age group to really play with it good. And then age out of it. But, okay, what are we doing here? We're going to get some screws first. Get some new screws. And these later ones, these screws that came in this Amazon kit there, the blunt ones, kind of like, well, they look very similar to what came out of this. Maybe not quite as, actually not quite as long. I don't know if, I don't know, they might have, I'm thinking their screws in the leg might be a little bit smaller, I can't tell, but these seem to be working, so we're gonna stick with that. Man, I really blew him apart. I figure how his legs went back together. I think that one was like that. Where's that T-bar at? Is this it? That's pretty funky. Still, it's got some of the old O-ring on it still. Scrape that off. Alright, that's better. Not perfect. I didn't shine it up too good, but I don't really want to replace the T-bars unless I have to. Unless the figure was really good looking. I think I'm going to use the original. It's always best to use the original if you can't, I think, in my opinion. Alright, let me try to get these legs back together. I got his thighs all over the place. I think this thigh, inner thigh, went like, yeah, I think that's the side. Alright, get the T-bar in there. Hook faces the back. Let's get her. Get our screwdriver loaded up. Go. Perfectamundo. Went in nice. And you know what? I'm mixing matching over here. Grabbed This guy, other guy's T-bar. That's why it still had junk on it. Oh, dadgum. That's fine. Yeah, don't overthink it. They're about the same shape. I'm over trying to keep same parts on same parts and freaking have two Joes disassembled and mix and match in their parts. But we're going to press on. They're identical as far as the T-bar goes. Get this screw in there. Oh, come on. I need to go to bed. Staying up late doing this. You'll see this vid about 6 o'clock if all goes well, but I am filming these after work in the evenings, and I'm up kind of late. Just didn't feel like going to bed just yet. Okay, now we got the crotchless situation here. We're going to grab our new O-ring. Thought I had one over here already, but I got another one right here. Hook it on the T-bar first. Like so. Get it up on our crotchless waist. Get our pull it through with the tweezers. I got the post on the back, and just kind of dip it over that post on the back portion of the torso, and just whoops, like that, and just feed that. You got to kind of hold it, or he'll try to pop up on you, but hold him back like that, and kind of a back stretch like that, and he'll be fine. You can lay him down if you need be. And totally am blowing this. I'm trying to show you how to do this. Come on. Make sure my O-ring's all the way down. Alright, set your arms in. And her head. That's the style of head for him. As far as the bald looking joint. And get our, whoops, get our front chest portion of the torso. Come on. Slide it down over. And they've got little posts that they kind of click into. I made that way hard. I'm reaching around this camera, but you'll get it if you're having to do one of these. Just like that. Lay him down. Put a screw, brand new screw in the back. Snugged up. There we go. Got another Joe back on the battlefield. Crotchless Joe. Bazooka. With bazooka and backpack. I'll be on the lookout for that helmet. Be cool if I find the helmet. But I'll have to look again. I didn't see a brown helmet. I got other color helmets. That's it. Another Joe. 3 down. A pile to go. Thanks for watching and subscribing. Boom.